Hi friends, hello, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another video in which we are going to be trying to use up some of the book pages that we have in a way that's different than just adding them to our journals as journal pages. And so for today I have for you a very fun project. We are going to be making two styles of book page booklets with pockets inside. So this first one is kind of a little bit like a taller one. As you can see, there is some collaging on the front, and I use this, I'm not sure what this is called, but got them off AliExpress, and I used this little clip sort of as a closure. It has a hole here, and I will show you how I use it and how I kind of added it here. And then inside we have a pocket here, and then you can do literally whatever you like with these other sides. And this other one is somewhat similar, so we again have a book page. This one is slightly shorter, collaging on the front with some fussy cut flowers scraps, some Tracy labels of course, and then when we open this up we actually have a couple of pockets here. And because I really wanted to make this a super simple and super quick project, as you can see I did not do any decorating inside. I quite like how this book page looks kind of on its own and with just some inking around, but you are absolutely free to again do whatever you like with this inside here. Maybe collage, maybe add some journaling space, maybe add some lace to decorate those pockets, anything you like. But I don't know, I really like them. And I think when it comes to a journal, sorry for the very noisy trash truck outside of my window, but I think in case of like adding it to my journal, let me grab my travel journal which we are working on together. I would either just clip it with a paper clip so you can move it around and have it like a floating booklet, floating pocket thing, or I would glue this side here. That's why I did not decorate the back side. I would glue it on the page, and I would probably either leave a pocket behind from the top or maybe from one of the sides, so you get an additional pocket, and then it would just open up and close like this. Okay, so let's do it. Before we start, I just wanted to mention very quickly something I mentioned in my previous video, that I am going to be using my middle name now, which is Emily, for kind of my online presence, at least now for online presence. Maybe I will also change it, I don't know. So this is a personal decision. This is something that I've thought about for a long time, and now I decided to do it. So if you ever hear me introduce myself as Emily, that's why. But because I know some of you guys have been with me for a really long time, you are absolutely welcome to address me any way you feel comfortable with, any way that works for you, whether it be Emily or Martina. I don't mind it either way. And yeah, so this is just something I really needed to do for myself, and to just kind of clear up any confusion that you guys might have when I introduce myself as Emily. This is still me, nothing else changes. So to make those booklets, I'm actually going to be using this book, which I really like. This is from Reader's Digest. It's their Nature Lovers Library series, and the book is called Field Guide to the Wildflowers of Britain. And I love it because it has, first of all, beautiful illustrations and some really nice photos, but I also love it because of the horizontal pages. So even for journals, you know, they are perfect. You just fold them and you get two really nice looking pages in your journal. But I'm also going to be using them to make this this project. However, if you don't have, let me show you, if you don't have a book with horizontal pages, I should have one that I actually, yeah, oops, oh my goodness, excuse me, just knocked my lamp. I here have, okay, just regular vertical book pages, and yeah, and I was trying something with this but basically you can just use it horizontally and decorate. The text, of course, is going to be sideways, but honestly with collaging I totally don't mind it. I think it adds interest, so don't worry if you don't have any book with horizontally layered or horizontal layout of pages. That's what I'm trying to say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a few pages here and clean those edges, cut them apart and clean those edges with my paper cutter. If you are interested in the size of these pages, I'm going to let you know in just a second. Let's first cut them apart. So the pages are, this longer side is about 19.5 centimeters or 7.5 inches, while the shorter side is about 5.75 inches and about 14.5 centimeters. But again, any size will do. So these are really super simple. So first I'm going to show you guys how I fold the book pages for both of these types of booklets. So let's do this one first. Now what I'm going to do is I want to fold two sides like this, and as you can see, I didn't measure it, but as you can see I have a little bit of like a space here because this is where I'm going to be attaching my my little brad with the closure. Now for the inside I used one of those cards from Tim Holtz, and let me measure it for you guys. So this card is almost 8.5 centimeters, and in inches it's 3.25 inches. So I want to make sure that it fits inside, but I eyeballed it for all of these booklets, and if this is, you know, too wide, then I can just cut it. But if it helps you, you can use a template of something that you would then like to use as a pocket, and then, you know, just fold the sides like that. And like that. Okay, and I am going to do one more. So I think I will use my template again. I'm going to fold this side first, and then this side. And again, using just a little bit of space here to make sure I have space to put my closure. So this is the first one, this is this one. And then for the smaller booklet with those two pockets here, what I'm going to do, again, no measuring, nothing like that, is I am first going to fold the bottom part, and this is about 2.5 centimeters, or I suppose 1 inch, maybe a little bit over 1 inch. Now you can make it as big or as small as you like. This is going to be your pocket, so it depends how big or how small you want your pocket to be. And then I am again folding this in half. I'm going to do the same thing. It's not the end, but I'm going to do the same thing with this one. So folding this bit for the pockets and then folding it in half. Now you could leave it at that, but because I wanted to excuse me, because I wanted to open and close comfortably, what I did here, I'm not sure if you can see, I think you can see, I cut a little bit of like a slanted edge on those pockets, and so they don't get in the way here when I open and close this. So that's what I'm going to do, and what's going to help me here is those lines that we have. So we have this line and then this line. Probably the camera is not picking those up very well, but you guys can see them on your own booklet if you open them up like that. And now I am just taking my scissors, and you see my line is here. Oops. My line is here, so I am going like a millimeter or two to one side and to the other, and cutting a slanted line to this point where the lines meet. So that's what I'm going to do. Here's one, and then here's two. We definitely don't need much, but again, you can make it more slanted or less, and this is what we end up with. Now, to keep it cohesive, I'm doing the same thing with those outer edges as well. So just a tiny bit cut off on both sides. Now it's going to be more visible or better visible when I have the all of these edges inked, but this is what it should look like. And now, well, this is, I folded it so crooked. But basically, yeah, this is what you should get, and we are going to glue those pockets to those covers in a second. First, I'm just going to do the same thing with this other one. So it's really just that simple and that quick. Excuse me, I need it a little bit closer to my face so I can see the line, but it's really that quick and that simple. This project we are now going to be decorating, but you know, you can spend as much time as you want decorating them. I am just going to show you kind of the easiest, the quickest way. And I love those booklets. Like I said, you can use them as floating pockets. You can use them as pockets that you attach to the journal page. Any way you like or you need. Okay, and to glue those two sides down, you can use glue. I'm going to use double-sided tape just because I don't want my page to warp too much. This is not a very thick book page, so double-sided tape. Oh, I think I'm going to add this double-sided tape, but before I actually glue those down, I think I'm going to go around and ink everything around. Okay. So inking is probably the part that takes longest in this project. It's really so simple and so fast, and you know, I spent probably like an hour or maybe even less, and I made all of those, and I have them now ready to add to my journals and add to my stash, which I love. I love to spend an hour or so. Okay, I'm going to just start inking, and I keep chatting. But I do love spending an hour or so on a single project, adding details, spending as much time as I want on just one single thing. But sometimes I just love those super quick and super easy projects that that I can build my stash quickly. And because these are nature book pages, they will go with pretty much all, if not most, of my journals that I make. So that's super fun. Okay, that's the outside. Let's go inside. So how are you guys? How was your weekend? I hope you had a nice one. I hope you had a relaxing one. Mine was relaxing, but, well, it was and it wasn't. I didn't do much of anything but relaxing, which, sometimes it's really fun. But yeah, we are in a heat wave here at the south of Poland, where I am, and yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that great with the heat. It's very tiring. Our apartment heats up very quickly, and so yeah, it's just quite tiring. So I am both relaxed and tired after the weekend. Now, thankfully, I think we are going to have this week very high temperatures, but thankfully I think next weekend is supposed to be slightly cooler, and then the temperatures will go up again, but maybe not to 35 degrees Celsius as they are now. And yeah, I don't know, sometimes it's interesting to me how kind of people can get used to the climate that you just, you were born to. Because sometimes I watch some Australian YouTubers, for instance, and I remember watching Adele from Inky Quill, and I remember that when it was about 20 degrees, which, you guys, 20 degrees is my perfect temperature. Like, it's perfect for me. It's warm, especially in the sun, but it's not too hot. It's just, if I could live in a place where it would be 20 all year long, I would be happy. And she had mittens on and like a jacket because she was so cold, whereas from what I gathered from her videos, 40 degrees in the summer is like a normal thing, which I don't know if I could survive. It may be different because here in Poland, we've only started getting really high over 30 temperatures in the past few years, I would say. We used to have more moderate summers and more moderate temperatures, but these past few years it's really been getting hotter and hotter every summer. And so a lot of the buildings do not, and apartments do not have air conditioning, and the apartment we are renting certainly does not have air conditioning. And so yeah, it's not fun in the summer. We do have fans though. Well, I have a ceiling fan here in my room, which is on right now, and I hope it's not disturbing, it's not bothering you, I mean, the sound, but it does help. And then we have just ordered a standing fan for our living room, which is also my boyfriend Derek's like his what's the word, his study, well, he doesn't have his own room, so he works from there. And then of course it's like kind of combined with the kitchen, so it's one room, the kitchen, the dining room, and the living room. Not sure what's the word in English for a room like that, but yeah, so with his computer working most of the day, and then with cooking there, it gets really hot there. So the fan is going to be there in that room, and it should be delivered tomorrow. So I'm hopeful, because it's not getting any cooler here in the apartment. So are you a summer person, or are you a winter person, or are you like me, a moderate temperature person? Like you guys, really, spring and autumn, like I need no more. I don't need 4 seasons. I just need spring and autumn, and I would be perfectly content. Yeah. Definitely, although it's funny, because when I was younger, well, not that much younger, I would say maybe as recently as 5 years ago, I really loved the heat. I was thriving in the heat. I wanted to move to the south of Italy and have sun most of the year. I really even considered moving to Australia, and now I think I would die miserably. So yeah, I don't know. It's changed definitely in the past few years. Oops, this is this way. And I don't know why. I don't know why, but now I don't deal with heat too well. So I did a lot of reading in the weekend. What else did I do? Cooked dinner for the next few days. We did a little bit of grocery shopping. A little bit of cleaning. I did some reorganizing of my little bookshelf here in my craft room. So because the apartment that we live in is small, it's on a small side, I am so grateful to have my separate room, my craft room. So grateful. And but it's more than just a craft room. Most of my things are in here, so we don't have space for a bookshelf in the living room. So I have a little bookshelf here for all my physical books, and so I did a little bit of reorganizing yesterday. And then what else? Not much, really. We're still we're still watching the Peaky Blinders. We're at season 4 right now. And we went for a walk on Saturday late in the evening, and it was still so incredibly hot. But yeah, a nice relaxing weekend. And I definitely feel much more relaxed and kind of less anxious than I did last week, which is great. Okay, all inked up, so we can start decorating. And I think I will work on the 4 of those simultaneously, I think. We will see. Let me try to position them so you guys can see what I'm doing. So the decoration is really quite simple. I have a fussy cut flower, I have a die cut from Tim Holtz dies, I have a couple of tiny paper scraps and some Tracy Fawkes labels, and I think I'm going to stick with this pattern. Yeah. So let me start with choosing some of the focal points. Maybe I will put everything like that so you guys can see the flowers as well. Let's see what we have. Oh, this is so pretty. Maybe I could use it here, and then perhaps, do I want a pink one to pair it with, or maybe a green one? And then we have a yellow flower here, so maybe a yellow. And then I'm thinking green again. How about this? Yeah, I like this. For these two, I would like something pink for this one, because we have pink here and here. So maybe I can find something. This one, I guess, or this one. I like it, but maybe it's a bit too small. Maybe it will get lost in the background a little bit. Oh, I love this one. And how about I pair it with this? And then for here, I can really choose any color I feel like. Oh, how about this? This looks so similar to the, it's not the same flower, of course, but it does look similar. So I think I might go for it. And maybe a pink one here. Yep, I think I'm happy with those choices. So now let's look for some scraps, shall we? Okay. So I think I want a scrap of a book page, and I'm thinking Edith Holden. I do have some scraps from her books that I may use. Okay, and then maybe music paper. This is maybe a tad bit too small, but do I have like a sheet of music paper that I can use? Let's see. Oh yeah, I do. Okay, so I'm just going to tear this. And I want 4 scraps of Edith Holden, and then 4 scraps of the music page. 1 for each, of course, and for each of the booklets. Maybe this and this. And the same thing with music. So let's take 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I would like to ink around them. So that they stand out from the background a little bit more and they do not blend in with the... I actually prefer prefer this side, with the book page. That is the background. Okay. Is that all? No, this one. And this one is left. So I think I'm just going to go in with my glue stick and just add those scraps here without kind of measuring or, I don't know, planning where to place them. I'm kind of going to stick to the lower part here, and yeah, I still want to add, as you can see here, I still want to add a bigger Tracy Fox label to add some interest. So a little bit of that will be covered up, but that's okay. Okay. Maybe like that. And the last one. The last one somewhere here. Now let's take my ephemera holder. Did I put it away, or is it here somewhere where I can't see it? Yeah, that's the thing about... Oh, here it is. That's the thing about remodeling and reorganizing my craft room. I can not find things that I usually know where they are. Okay. So for the big label, I decided to go with these. And these are Tracy's Nature definitions, I think. So I will take a few of those, and maybe this one. I like the color. And then I'm honestly just again going to attach them where I think they would look nice, and then I will try to, you know, add the flowers on top in a way that will work with what I already have in the background. But those, I think I'm actually going to cut around them a little bit, and because those frames are quite thick and they may be a little bit too overpowering. I just want them as background, you know. So I'll do this for all of these rectangular ones. And the last one. And I will, of course, link Tracy's shop in the description box below. I also have my own Etsy shop linked with my digitals, and I still currently have a sale. So if you guys would like to check out something and maybe get it at a discounted price, the sale is running in a shop for the whole, like, till the end of this month, till the end of June. So a few days left. I think it's Thursday is the last day of the month. This one. Maybe here. And this. So these say forest, stem, woodland, and nature. And they look really, really nice. I like them in the background, so it's not like you can't probably read all of it, but you'd see botanical, you see science, you see all of those kind of nature, sciencey words which work well with nature projects. Okay, and now I am going to take my wet glue, and I think it's time to attach the focal points. So the die cut flower and the fussy cut flower, and the last sort of step will be to look for some smaller Tracy labels to finish the project. Or at least, you know, finish decorating the front covers, because we are still going to be making the pockets for these tall ones and also the closure for them. Maybe like that. And this one. Here. It's a bit tall, so I will trim it in a second. I love this. I don't know if it's a crocus, but it's really beautiful. And this one. Here. And the last one. So I'm currently reading two books. If any one of you guys is a fan of fantasy and science fiction, do let me know in the comments below. I would love to chat with you about books. So I'm currently reading Joe Abercrombie's The Blade Itself. This is like a staple grimdark fantasy, so but it's so funny. It's so funny. It's very character driven. There's really not much plot, where things happen, I guess, but I don't feel like I see a bigger picture of where the plot is going. But the characters are everything, and the writing style, it's so funny and cynical and like full of this kind of dark humor, but it's hilarious. So The Blade Itself. Okay, I'm going to look for some small labels now. And the other one that I'm reading this one through audiobook. I have a physical copy, but the audiobook is narrated by Stephen Pacey, and he's an amazing narrator. The voices that he does, like, you can recognize instantly whose perspective you are reading from, and kind of who's speaking, who's thinking. Like, he has different voices for the same character speaking and thinking, meaning, well, the voice is the same, it's just this character does not have some of his teeth, and so what's the word in English? You know, he has a trouble with saying the S, for instance, but of course not in his head. So when he's thinking, like, he sounds the same, but he doesn't have the trouble with S and with some consonants. So that's incredible. And yeah, his narration, I think, adds a lot. I'm not sure if I would enjoy it as much if I was physically reading it, because he brings those characters to life, and yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. And it's funny because it is a grim, dark fantasy, like I said, one of the staples, but it's a fun read so far. I know some of the things, you know, will probably get darker and so on as we go with the book, with the trilogy, but so far I'm loving the characters, I'm loving the writing style. And so the second book that I'm reading is actually I'm reading it physically, and it is The Empire of Silence by Christopher Rocchio, and it is a debut novel in a space opera, like epic space opera series, and it is amazing. It's incredible. I would never have guessed that it's a debut novel if I hadn't known. The writing style is so beautiful, the prose is beautiful. It's a very slow-moving, very character-driven book. We are following a man who is over 1,000 years old, and he's telling us his story, and he starts by saying that he is known for the world as a sun eater and, you know, one of the most feared individuals. And then he tells us his story from the time when he was 19, and he's such a sweet boy. So you keep wondering, how did we get from this to that? it's very interesting. It's a very slow read, but I do really like slow reads, being in characters. Oh my god, the sounds, I'm so sorry you guys. I think I'm going to, if they don't go away. What's that? Oh, it's again the trash truck. I think they are going to go away in just a second. If not, I'm going to close my window. Maybe it will get better. But yeah, I really like being in a character's head. I love this type of narration when an older character tells you his story, and you know, he tells you his story, and it's just like a regular first person narration, with the caveat that sometimes he will drop those little remarks, you know, that, oh, if I had known back then I would do something else, or you know, something that reminds you that, like, who he actually is, that he's older, that he's been through all of this, that he is a person who destroyed the sun somehow, and it just makes for a really interesting read, I think. So I'm having a lot of fun with both of those. Have you read them? Have anyone read them? Did you enjoy them? Okay, so I think we are done with decorating the front covers. Now, of course, you can do much more or much less if you prefer. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue those pockets to the covers. Oh yeah, they are going away. Thank you. I don't know why they came twice in one day, but okay. Okay, so we have pocket 1, pocket 2, cute booklet, super easy, super quick. Of course, it would be much quicker if I was making one at a time and not 4, but yes, definitely a very fun, very quick project. I made these the other day while listening to the blade itself, and I had such a fun, relaxing time. I love listening to audiobooks while crafting. Really do. Okay, so there is this one, the second one, and again 2 pockets for tags, journaling cards, little bits of ephemera, anything you want. So these are pretty much done. Now with these, we need a little bit more work. So I think I will first start with the pockets inside. And like I said, inside I used these Tim Holtz cards. They were gifted to me. They come in a pack of many cards and many sizes, and so these I believe are the smallest, these little rectangles, and I think I'm just going to choose a couple to make pockets, ones where I'm not too sad about covering the back side, and ones that I think go well with those colors that we have here. This could work nicely with this. I like this one. Okay, I think I'm going to go with these 2. What I believe I did with the ones that I made off camera, let me check, is I think I added, yeah, just a clear label and a tiny label to those. So let's do this. And I also took a circle punch, and I punched little part circles to kind of suggest that these are pockets. So let me first go around them really quickly with my ink, and then we can add some labels. I had a funny comment, haven't replied to the comments from my previous video yet. I am planning to do it today, but I had a funny comment where someone, so my previous video was journaling with Daphne's diary in my junk journal, and and someone commented, "No Tracy Fox labels? What happened?" And it was so funny because yeah, I do use a lot of those, don't I? It's just they are so versatile and so perfect for all types of projects. And she has so many different styles, like these here, these blank vintagey ones I really love. I think I'm going to go with those, and then maybe one or two of those smaller labels. This one. Why is it so, I think my desk is so uneven. Oh, this tiny one, I like it. Okay, let's glue those down. So that's going to be the inside pockets. And one last thing that we will need to do for this project will be the closure for this booklet. Awesome. Now let me make sure that they will fit inside when I close this up. Yep. And yes, okay. So again, I'm just going to use double-sided tape so that I don't warp the page with wet glue. I do really like making things in bulk like this, crafting in bulk. It's so relaxing, so relaxing. And this year, if you guys remember from one of my first videos this year, I mentioned some kind of like crafty goals or like intentions that I had for this year, and one of those was building my stash, so making kind of more ephemera, and then add, like having a stash ready to oh my goodness, I can't speak, of having a stash of ephemera ready to add to my journals. And I've been loving it, to be honest. I love making, like before that, what I would do is I would make journals and then add ephemera to them to create them as I, went with the journals. But right now I'm like, let me show you guys. I have this basket here full of goodies and I need to get another basket soon. But I am loving it, and it's such a great feeling when you create your journal and you can just grab those fun things that you made before and add them to the pages. It's so fun and also very relaxing. Okay, now the last thing is the closure. So again, for the closure, if anyone knows how these are called, please let me know. I don't think, I think I spotted them kind of randomly when I was scrolling through AliExpress, so I'm not sure what they are called, but I really like them. And so I'm going to use those with some brads, with a couple of metal brads. And the way I did it is I kind of put it like here, so where I wanted it, maybe slightly higher, maybe like that, marked with a pencil. Do I have a pencil here somewhere? Oh, okay, let's take this. So marked this spot with a pencil. Did the same for the other one. Maybe here. And then with an awl, I carefully make a hole where the mark is. And that's it, you know. I'm going to take this little arrow thing, go through with the brad, open the brad on the other side. And you know, because the brad allows it to move, you can slide it up to close it, slide it down to open this up. And it's just so simple. And I think I like the gold color. I like that this is a different material, you know, everything here is papery, so this adds a layer of something else. It's just so fun. Okay, here, and here it is. I really like them. Let me show you guys all of those that we made up close. So we have this one with the pockets inside like that. Then we have this one. So I hope you guys enjoyed this project. I hope you had fun crafting with me today. I definitely had a lot of fun making those pockets. And then this one, I really like how the collaging, like when I started making those, you know, off camera, I was thinking whether I want to cover the whole book page up or just add a little bit of collaging on top. And I'm glad I did it this way, because I like how the collaging looks on the book page, on the photograph, with a little bit of illustrations here. Yeah. Okay, so thank you so much for crafting with me today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this project. I hope you had a wonderful weekend, and I am wishing you a beautiful week, and I will speak to you guys very, very soon in the next video. Bye!